Face mask with Jack. Let's do this thing. Okay. Hey everyone, it is Jaclyn coming at you with a sheet mask on. You guys know I like to do a good face mask with Jack. And you know what? I always do more of like a clay mask, but it always ends up crumbling off. So I thought it would be preventative today and just do a sheet mask because it's easier. But I also didn't necessarily take into account that I look 10 times more terrifying. But you know what? I'm feeling pampered, so I'm just gonna go for it. So today I want to sit down and film a skincare video. I feel like you guys are always asking me skincare questions because you guys just know how much of a skincare junkie I am at heart. I love talking about skincare. I've struggled with acne for a long time, a lot of my teenage years. I just really am into all things skincare. So you know what? I got you guys to send along some questions over on Instagram stories. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I always do a lot of like polls and things like that help determine my videos. So if you want to be more involved in that or ask me a question directly, go follow me on Instagram. But let's see what you guys were getting up to today. Can you guys take me seriously in this? I hope you can. I mean, I'm feeling very serious in this. You thought my scary Halloween tutorials were over. Oh no, we're still going strong. Okay, so the first question that I have here says, how do you find out what your skincare type is? Now, that's a really good question because it's something that I honestly didn't know and was very confused by. I feel like the world of skincare, there's so many, different advertisements and commercials and people telling you what your skin is and putting you into a box. And it's kind of hard to really even navigate that whole space. But number one, I mean, obviously, I guess I should start this video by saying this is all very anecdotal. I'm clearly no dermatologist, but I have seen my fair share of dermatologists and feel like I can share with you guys at least my experience. But if you are dealing with any major skin concerns, I definitely would recommend going to your doctor or your dermatologist because, as topical or surface level or vain as it can seem, any skin concerns, acne, those are all skin conditions, which are medical conditions, and you know what? They should be taken seriously and addressed seriously. And that was something that I really struggled with for a long time because I was like, oh, it's just some pimples, I should get over it. But it's like, no, you've had this problem for a while, you should go see a professional. And honestly, seeing a dermatologist is really what was like a pivotal moment in kind of helping me address my more serious skin concerns. I guess bottom line, people like to kind of make the boxes of, oh, well, you're either oily, you're normal, you're sensitive, you're acne prone, whatever, give or take a few. But the reality is skin is really delicate, especially on your face. So we kind of all inherently have sensitive skin. And sure, some people maybe are more allergy prone and have serious reactions to things, which that's very valid. But the reality is we should all be dealing with our skin fairly carefully and we shouldn't be doing anything too abrasive or aggressive. All of our skin is sensitive. Now, I think when talking to more oily, dry, combo, all of that, personally, I don't even know where I fit in the scale of things because I am acne prone. I have more of an oily T-zone, can get dry in the cheeks, so I guess I'm really just all of the above. I'm sensitive, acne prone combination because I'm oily and dry. So I really just fit into every box of skincare, hilariously enough. But I think the reality is the skin on different areas of our face is very different and has very different needs. I think really tailoring your skincare routine towards your skin's needs versus kind of just putting yourself in the box, oh, I have oily skin, so I need to use oil-free products. That sometimes can be a bit limiting, and I would actually encourage you to not necessarily do that and try to categorize yourself. So I don't know, as much as you can, I would maybe try to get the labels and the boxes of different skin types out of your brain and just maybe more think along the lines of, okay, let me look at my skin halfway through the day. Do I see that I'm getting an oily T-zone? Am I overproducing, sebum in certain areas? Does my skin feel tight when I come out of the shower and I've just washed my face? Looking more at the feeling of your skin and I guess kind of analyzing it from that perspective is maybe going to be a bit more helpful when looking at products, and can be more helpful too if you're telling your dermatologist that. You can be like, hey, I feel like I'm oily, but it's really weird because as soon as I wash my face, it feels very stripped and tight and dry, which that was a concern of mine because I thought I had oily skin for the longest time, and I would be using all of these oil-free products or these products that were targeted towards oily skin people, but what I was really doing was dehydrating my skin and stripping it of all of its oils, and then in turn, my skin was just getting oily and producing more oils because I wasn't putting any topical oils on my skin, if that makes any sense. So, long story long, I would say try to erase all of those skincare boxes and labels and treat your skin more based off of the feelings of it versus what you think you should be doing based off of your skin category. Is this making sense? I don't know. Why are you listening to me? I look like truly a crazy person right now. This next question says, what are the steps to a good skincare routine? Where do you start if you've never used any type of skincare before? Good question. Again, in the oversaturated world of people telling you to use 8 million products and all of that, it can be kind of hard to figure out where to even begin. For me, my standard go-tos, like no questions asked, is always a good cleanser, and then some type of exfoliant, and then some type of moisturizer. Now, of course, if you want to be bougie, I have my pamper night sometimes where I add some more serums at night and I do a little extra step. But for the most part, I like to use a good cleanser, and I use that normally morning and night. And it doesn't have to be anything too crazy, just a gentle, smooth cleanser that has no like beads or bits inside. And then I do like to use some type of an exfoliant. Now this is something that I really have changed up my skincare routine and product use, because I thought for the longest time that my skin needed these really abrasive and textured scrubs to exfoliate my skin. Now there is kind of a difference between exfoliants. You can either have like a physical or mechanical exfoliant, which is when you're using something that has, say, like chunks of sea salt inside or like microbeads, which, by the way, it's 2019, we should not be having plastic microbeads in any of our skincare products, but that's a whole other topic. Which I feel like those types of exfoliants is really what I relied on for the majority of my life or my skincare using life. And whereas recently I've really relied more on chemical exfoliants, which that always sounded really scary to me, because I mean, long story short, I had a really traumatizing chemical peel years ago, so the thought of like chemical exfoliants just seemed aggressive and really intense, and I just always like wanted to shy away from it. But it really is not that. There are many types of gentle and non-aggressive ways to chemically exfoliate your skin. I really have fallen in love with active ingredients in my skincare products, and lately that's what I've been doing as my exfoliant. So right now I'm using more of a chemical exfoliant that has, I believe mine's salicylic acid right now. So I use that in replacement of like a big scrub or something like that. And then for me, the final step is always a really good moisturizer. Now, of course, you can use like more of a heavy night cream at night if you want, on a lighter day cream. I personally use the same moisturizer for the morning as I do at night. So yeah, I would really say those three products are kind of like my standard skincare go-tos. I think if you do have more intense skincare concerns that you want to address, maybe then that's when you add in a specific serum to help with that, or you layer in another product to help, say, with your breakouts or whatever the case may be. But keeping things really simple: cleanser, exfoliant, moisturizer. That's what I've been rolling lately. This question says, what are your best non-product skincare tips? Okay, so it gets more like habits and behaviors. That's a good question, actually. I would say one habit that has completely changed my life, and this is more, I guess, relating to like makeup and skincare, and that has to do with double cleansing. Now, I didn't know what double cleansing was for a long time, and basically that's just the idea of, instead of just, you know, removing your makeup and then putting on like a moisturizer. So you want to remove your makeup as one step, and then the second step is going to be to actually cleanse your skin and wash your face once it's free of the makeup. So if I'm ever wearing a full face of makeup, I go in with like an oil-based cleanser and really like emulsify the product and really lift it off my skin. And I use like a hot cloth and I like rinse it off, wipe it off, and then I go in with my regular cleanser. I think a lot of people will kind of like combine the step of makeup removal and washing your skin, whereas those should really be two separate steps. So I'm the biggest fan of a double cleanse if you wear makeup. Okay, I also swear by using a ton of face cloths, which my friends always make fun of me because I go through like face towels so quickly, but I use a brand new fresh face towel every single night. And especially when I am double cleansing, I mean, I get half of my towel like hot with warm water and like kind of wipe it off my skin. And then that towel goes directly into the laundry and, you know, I get a new one the next day. Now, I don't know why all of my friends think that's so crazy and excessive, but I mean, I guess I do use a lot of towels. I'm using like one face towel every single night. But I think that's really important to have a clean, fresh face towel and, you know, start fresh every night. Another more like habit I would say that I think is really essential to, you know, me having good skin would be working out, which I know can sound annoying, but honestly, if I have like a good sweat session and I'm like dripping sweat, I swear my skin is always 10 times better the next day. And I really think it's just because, you know, you're getting circulation, blood flow, and I mean, I don't know if it's like a real thing, but people always say you like sweat out your toxins and you're, you know, making sure nothing's clogged up. So I do think it's really good to kind of sweat things out. I also used to have a theory. Now this truly might just be the placebo effect, but back when I used to live with my cousin Megan, we always had very similar skin and we would always break out at the same time, and so we'd always be on a skincare journey together. And we always had this theory that if we had a breakout, if we ate kale the next day, our skin would be better. So whenever we would have a big pimple or something like that, we would like make a kale smoothie or a big kale salad, and then the next day our pimples were always gone. I swear, it was like an actual thing. But I mean, I think it does go without saying, obviously the more healthy and like vegetable rich diet that you're eating, of course, eating all those nutrients is gonna help your body and your skin. Oh, actually, I forgot one of my favorite non-product skincare tips. Never touch your face. Now, this sounds really dramatic, and I think I heard Kim Kardashian say this once on an episode of Keeping Up. And I honestly, I swear by it. Ever since I heard her talk about it, I was like, oh yeah, that's so disgusting. Like, you know, touching your face when you're out in the day, or even like, you know, when you like greet people and they like kiss your cheek and like say hello, I'm like, oh, there's just so much transfer of dirt and germs, and just, it kind of, I don't know, I never really thought about it, and then once I started thinking about it, I was like, wow, I could never go back. But it's so true. You know, when you're out in the day, say you're like living about your life and you go to scratch your face, think of all of the bacteria on your hands that you're just, you know, putting on your face. So I literally never touch my face unless I'm washing my face at night or like applying makeup. And that sounds crazy, but I just don't do it. Like I consciously do not touch my face throughout the day. Okay, I think this sheet mask is all absorbed. It's just gonna keep falling off. I also always take my sheet mask, and whatever is like left over, I put it on the back of my hands. Maybe that's a little tip for you guys. Bring it down my neck normally too. Ooh, my skin is looking good. Okay, I don't know how much of a face mask with Jack this is, because the face mask is off. Now this is just with Jack. This question here says, how do you deal with breakouts? Do you have any tips for it? Yes, I do. Okay, so if you're trying to, say, cover breakouts with makeup, I actually did a whole tutorial like years ago, especially when my skin was breaking out, sharing the actual techniques that I use. But there was this amazing makeup technique from Lisa Eldridge. She's a makeup artist, and she's like the OG, like, queen of makeup. And she does this technique called the pinpoint conceal technique, which is what I swore by. And basically what it is instead of going in with a really heavy full coverage foundation, which I feel like is everyone's instinct when they are a bit more, you know, acne prone and breaking out, you're just like, give me the most full coverage product ever. But the thing is, the reality is when you are breaking out or have acne, there are areas of your skin that are clear, that are good. Sure, there might be a cluster of breakouts here or there, but there are still some parts that don't need that full coverage. So going in with a lighter coverage foundation, that way, you know, you even out your skin tone, and the parts that are good don't have this crazy heavy layer of makeup on, and then you go in with a very full coverage concealer and pinpoint conceal on the areas that have the breakouts. That way the parts of your skin that are clear look amazing and they don't look layered with makeup on, and the areas that need a bit more coverage, they have that, but that's not everywhere. So I just think overall that technique really lets the healthy parts of your skin really shine through, and it doesn't layer on this really heavy layer of makeup on the areas that you don't need it. So that for me was such a confidence booster, because I was always actually way more conscious of my skin when I put tons of makeup on, which sounds kind of crazy because I felt like sometimes the breakouts were more noticeable. If I had like these heavy products on my skin, you could almost see the bumps more, and it made it more like I was trying to cover all this stuff up, which I mean I was, I guess, but I don't know how to explain it. I just always thought that it made my acne almost look worse. So I definitely think going with a lighter coverage foundation is the move, which I know sounds backwards, but I really swear by it, and that's what really helped me out when I was struggling with breakouts. And now this is more of, I guess, a personal thing, and it depends how comfortable you are with or without makeup on. I did try to find a good balance of, like, you know, wearing makeup and like covering up the acne, but then also letting my skin breathe and being makeup free for a lot of the time too. So yeah, just like listen to your body and your skin, and if you're feeling like it's getting clogged up and making it worse, maybe reevaluate the products that you're using. But yeah, that's my 2 cents for breakouts and makeup. Okay, this next part of the video is actually sponsored by The Body Shop, and I thought it would be perfect for this video because this is a very skincare heavy product. Now this is actually so awesome for Christmas, and this is the Epic Dream Big This Christmas Deluxe Advent Calendar. Now it's like a beauty advent calendar. Now back in the day at Christmas time, you know, we would have like chocolate advent calendars, which as a kid, that was like the most exciting thing ever. And I didn't even realize that beauty advent calendars were a thing. But I would definitely trade in a chocolate advent calendar for this giant beauty advent calendar. Now this is really cool because this includes a bunch of travel size and full size beauty products, makeup items, things like that, with a bunch of their best sellers and some seasonal products. Look at this baby. Now I'm definitely one of those people that doesn't always wait for the proper day to open everything up, and I've already kind of dabbled in here and taken a sneak peek at all the items inside. But you know, if you're patient and do things properly, you're obviously supposed to take, you know, on the first day of December, you take out the #1 box here, and then you would open it up and get a new product. Now, I don't want to spoil every single thing that's inside, because if you do end up getting this, I think there's something so fun about being surprised with the items inside. But I will say that I was wearing one of the items on my face. There's a few sheet masks inside, and I'm pretty sure actually it was this one. This actually has one of my favorite products, which this is so good. This is the day 11, so I'm gonna spoil it here, sorry guys. Now this one here is another sheet mask. This is the Aloe Calm Sheet Mask. I use this Aloe one a ton in the winter time. I just feel like winter, especially up here in Canada, the wind and just like the weather is so harsh on the skin. Now, as the name would suggest, this face mask contains aloe, and aloe's really great at helping soothe the feeling of your skin, and especially, like I said, in winter time, that's just a no-brainer for me. So I'm very happy that this advent calendar contains one of my favorite sheet masks. So day 11, it's a good one. Now, an item that I haven't tried before, but I'm actually really excited about, is day 2. Let me show you what's inside. This one here is the Mango Bath Bomb, and I've actually never tried any of the bath bombs from the Body Shop before, and y'all know that I love a good bath, so I'm super excited to try this one out. Mango is also one of my like go-to fragrances at the Body Shop, so it just smells so good, so I'm super excited to have a hot bath with that. Also, I will be giving away one of these advent calendars over on my Instagram at Jaclyn Forbes, so go to my Instagram, find the post, and go enter, because you might just be the lucky winner of a brand new advent calendar. Oh, and I almost forgot one of the coolest things. Okay, so when you open this up, basically they have little anecdotes of different inspiring women from around the world. So let me show you. Oh, this one's cool. I actually read this one earlier. It says, as of 2018, Meryl Streep has received 31 Golden Globe nominations, more than any other actor. So on each little advent box, there's just like a little message to inspire you and really just remind you of the other women around you who dreamed big and who achieved it. So I think that's really cool. Oh, now I want to open this box up. I don't want to open all of them up on camera. No, Jaclyn, put it away. Save the surprises. Empowering women has always really been at the heart of everything that the Body Shop does. So this year, the Body Shop Canada is actually teaming up with Plan International Canada to help unlock girls' dreams. So definitely a huge added bonus, because purchases like this will help advance gender equality and programs like Plan International Canada. So I think that's really awesome that they're doing that this year. So yeah, huge fan of the Dream Big This Christmas Deluxe Advent Calendar. Huge thanks to the Body Shop for sponsoring this part of the video. Let's hop back to the Q&A. This question here is talking a little bit about isotretinoid, which is sometimes known as accutane. There's a bunch of other like names that they use for the medication. And this says, how's your skin since you've been off accutane? Did you start breaking out again? So I made a whole video kind of talking about my experience going on isotretinoid. Is that how I say it? Isotretinoid? Accutane, whatever, we're gonna call it accutane. And I'll link the video up above in case you want to watch it, because it was definitely something that I was really scared to go on initially, because everyone scares you out of it and they're like, don't go on it, it's the scary, intense medication. And I mean, obviously it's something to be taken seriously. It's a medication, you have to go get prescribed it by the doctor, but for me it honestly changed my life, and I was getting so down about my acne and my breakouts, and nothing seemed to be working. So since being off of it, after I did my first round, I actually started to get my acne back about, I'd say like 2 or 3 months after I stopped taking it. And I went to my dermatologist, and she's like, yo, this is like, I mean, she didn't say yo, but she was like, this isn't normal. I don't want to undo everything we've done. So she put me back on it for like a short little round. So I kind of technically went on it twice. But then after I finished that round, I haven't been on it since. And it's been about almost 2 years now since I've taken it, and my skin's been very manageable ever since then. Of course, I still get the odd breakout here or there, and if I'm not taking care of my skin, of course it will break out, but for the most part, I don't deal with the harsh, crazy, heavy acne that I was dealing with before, so it definitely was the right choice for me. I also got another question about it, and it was saying, was your face really red after taking it? Mine is, and I don't know if it'll ever go away. And actually, yes, it was. My skin was very sensitive, even to like touch. Like I could touch my skin and you would see like a red mark from it. Also, it was very hypersensitive to products at that time. So say I would wash my face, and even if it was a very gentle cleanser, it would still be very red and it would look irritated. Although it would feel fine, it would just look very red. So it definitely made me re-examine some of the products that I was using. And even tying into like the physical exfoliants that I was talking about, it really made me kind of, you know, calm down the usage of that. And actually, it was something that a lot of you guys were commenting on my videos, which you guys are always educating me and helping me out, so huge thanks to you guys. But you were saying that since I am so sensitive to redness and my skin gets red so easily, that I should be very mindful of the amount of essential oils in my skincare products. So that was actually really eye-opening, and I've been way more mindful, and I've really been extra conscious about that with my skincare products. So maybe that's worth looking into, minimize the amount of essential oils or fragrance in products. But yeah, my very red skin has definitely been gradually, like, you know, tapering off and going away. This question here says, are facial cleansing brushes worth investing in? I don't know if I should buy it or not. Yes or no. This is how I feel about a lot of like extra kind of products like that when it comes to skincare. Sure, they're nice to have. They definitely are very luxurious. They add to the experience of it, but they're not essential for clear skin or good skin or any of that. I'm someone that loves the indulgent act of like having a pampering skincare routine, so I do use facial cleansing brushes. Not super often. I would say like once every week or so, but I definitely am very aware to not overdo it. I used to be someone that used to use them every single day, and that was way too much for my skin. So I'm definitely kind of on the fence about recommending it for other people. I wouldn't say it's like, I would not save up a ton of money and invest in this facial cleansing brush thinking that your skin is going to dramatically change, because I don't believe that that's the case. But if you are someone that has some extra money laying around, you want to buy a pampering product, it definitely is more of like an experiential part of skincare, which is always fun. I also have a question here about acne scarring, and you know what, this is something that I feel like a lot of people deal with, whether it's hyperpigmentation from old breakouts, like you see like the leftover little mark from it, or you have, you know, acne scarring if you've had more intense acne. And again, something that I feel like everyone always says, and they told me this, and this is just what I followed, and I've had like success with it, is wearing a lot of SPF. I feel like everyone has really just instilled into my brain that you gotta wear SPF every single day, and I mean for good reason, especially if you do have any active breakouts. If that gets sun exposure, that'll just make the spot even darker and last longer and not fade away as quickly. So I would definitely recommend load up on your SPF, even if it's a winter day, even if it doesn't seem like there's sun out, there are still UV rays, and you should be definitely wearing an SPF. I guess I should have clarified that when I was talking about the skincare essentials at the beginning. Your moisturizer, if it's not including an SPF, you should be doing an SPF on top of that, just to be clear. Oh, this is a funny question. This says, what is the worst skincare advice that you followed or believed in? Okay, I feel like we were all, you know, 14 ones just doing their own research on the internet, and you believe that natural skincare was better, which is what I thought was true for a hot minute. And I'm not saying that natural products are bad, but there is a time and a place for, you know, natural products, and there's a time and place not for natural products. Now, one of those is gonna be coconut oil. I just feel like coconut oil had a hot minute where everyone was like, any problem, fix it with coconut oil. Breaking out, coconut oil. Need to take off your makeup, coconut oil. And yes, coconut oil is definitely a versatile product and can be used in multiple different ways, and sure has benefits, but I think only a very specific group of people can use it without breaking out, because coconut oil is proven to be a pore clogging ingredient. So I don't know. I mean, coconut oil for a makeup remover, I don't necessarily hate if you're washing it off properly and making sure that there's no residue, but there was definitely a hot minute when I thought coconut oil could be used as a moisturizer. People were saying that coconut oil could be your SPF, which is just not true. There's like barely any SPF in coconut oil, definitely not enough to protect you. I feel like Susan from Mixed Makeup would be proud of me for saying that, but yeah, I'm not really crazy into the coconut oil. This question here says, how did you get into skincare? Honestly, I've always just been so fascinated with like the world of beauty and skincare and pampering and all of that. And I can remember even being like, I don't know, I must have been in grade like 4 or 5, and you know, we have like a slumber party. I'd be like, guys, let's DIY a face mask, and we would just put like straight up honey all over our face, or like mash an avocado and put that on our face, and do all of these like weird, fun DIY beauty hacks. So yeah, I've always just been really into it. Actually, I think, what year would it have been? I think it was for my grade 7 birthday. My cake was literally me with like a face mask on. Like that was my birthday cake. And then I made all my friends do face masks, and I don't know, I've always just loved the experience of like a spa or like treating yourself. And I honestly don't even know how I got into that, because my mom was never like a big, you know, skincare junkie. I think it was like the internet and learning it. I don't know. How did I even get into it? Unclear. This one here says, are facial jade rollers real or a gimmick? Good question. Okay, it kind of goes back to like the whole facial cleansing brush thing. It's something that's kind of nice to have. It's fun, it's pampering if you just kind of want to sit there and watch a TV show and, you know, jade roll. Do I really think it like contours your face or any of that? Not necessarily. I mean, it's no different than if you put like a cold spoon in the freezer and then put it around your eye. It helps depuff it, sure, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. Don't get me wrong, I love me a jade roller moment, but again, do you need to spend $1 million out on this crazy roller? I don't think so. This one here says, what skincare brand do you swear by? Interesting question. Okay, I feel like I have not a good answer for this, because I am not very, I don't want to say like dedicated to any brand, but I love specific products from different brands, and I love to try a variety of products. I feel like I'm changing my skincare routine quite often, just, I mean, I guess inherently with the type of job that I have, but also because I think it's like fun and I love trying new things. So I'm gonna like cop out of this one and say I can't say one brand because there's so many products from so many different brands that I love. If you guys do want to see more of an updated skincare routine with like my current rotation, I can do that, but I just always feel like those videos get outdated so quickly because I truly am trying and using so many different things, which that probably actually is not a good tip. I wouldn't necessarily encourage it. I do think consistency and having a set routine is really good. But like I said, I'm just an overindulgent person and I like to try a million different things. Now this question here says, best product or spot treatment for a random breakout? I have really used a variety of different spot treatments, from things with like tea tree oil inside, to like things with more salicylic acid, and I guess maybe those can topically kind of help to dry out a breakout, but I really find what works for me is actually just keeping my skincare routine the same and not changing anything up, because if I, you know, start to do all these different topical products, then my skin ends up just breaking out more. So normally I just kind of try to like ride it through and not do anything too crazy. I guess if it was like a super crazy big event the next day and I had like this crazy pimple that had to go, I would probably just, you know, use a product with more salicylic acid inside. But I'm gonna be honest, I really don't do spot treatments on breakouts a lot. Oh, I just thought of another horrible skincare thing that I used to do. So back when I was breaking out more and my acne was much worse, I was so desperate for my skin to look more clear and more even. So I would tan my face and go outside hoping to get a nice even tan to help, you know, even out the discoloration of my acne. And I would not be wearing an SPF. I would like try to get it tan, which was so bad for my skin. And really, it's just such a short-term fix, which I even, you know, I caution to say fix around that because it doesn't really fix anything. In the moment, I'd be like, okay, the next day, at least my skin is more even, it looks more tan. But really long-term, you're just really increasing the amount of hyperpigmentation and how much discoloration you're gonna have from those breakouts. So even if it seems like a quick fix, do not do that. Wear your sunscreen. Just bad idea. I also just thought that the sun and all of that would like dry out my acne and make my skin better, which again, maybe short term, I felt like that was true, but it's just a bad idea. Don't do it. Bad. It's a bad thing. Anyways, okay, this was a really fun little face mask catch-up Q&A kind of video. I could talk about skincare forever, but I am gonna end things here. If you guys do have any extra questions, let me know down below in the comments. I always do my best to kind of hop in the comments, reply, start a conversation. You guys are, again, like I said, you guys are so educated about all this stuff, so I love hearing your opinions and your thoughts, and you guys are always helping inform me, so shouts out to you guys. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go take a bath now, I'm not gonna lie. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.